Hey, it's me. So we talked about feeling inferior and where those feelings really come from. It's a big part of human nature, and understanding it better can help you on your path of self-discovery. By now, you probably see that the real reasons for feeling inferior are hidden. Deep down, you sense your own faults or weaknesses, and even if you refuse to face them, they still affect you. You can't erase that knowledge, so you look for quick relief. You think that getting attention, admiration, and approval will fix the problem. But as you may have noticed, any relief you get from other people's praise doesn't last long. So I want to talk about a big mass image people share about themselves. A mass image is a common, deeply held belief that has existed in all times and cultures. One such belief is, if I can get attention, approval, or admiration, my worth will be proven, not just to others, but also to me. If I fail, then I'm inferior. If I can get attention, approval, or admiration, my worth will be proven, not just to others, but also to me. If I fail, though, then I'm inferior. This belief is not a conscious thought. It's an emotional attitude, and all of us can find it in ourselves if we look carefully. Because it's an illusion, it can't bring real peace. It causes many problems for you and the people around you. Okay, and please note, the solution is not to swing to the other extreme of rebelling against everyone's opinions of you. Often people go back and forth between begging for approval and telling themselves they don't care at all. Both extremes come from the same harmful idea. People on earth are constantly shouting for attention. Often it's a loud, restless call. Your own situation may not be as obvious as someone else's, and each person has different traits and upbringing that shape how strong this plea for approval becomes. But it's there, in one way or another, in everyone. As you keep exploring yourself, you'll find a part that wants to feel more important than everyone else. It's not enough to just say, this is pride. You need to ask, why do I need pride? Chances are you believe that being extra special in the world's eyes will release or erase your feelings of inferiority. Deep down, you think you need others to confirm your worth. You're not aware that you're thinking this. It's all emotional. It's all hidden. Simply noticing you're proud won't help you stop being proud. You need to see why you think pride helps you. Once you realize it doesn't, you'll naturally start to let it go. So we need to spot the inner voice. Try to become aware of that inner voice begging for approval. Notice when it gets louder and ask yourself, what's behind this feeling? What am I hoping to get? Over time, you'll discover the belief that says you against the rest of the world. Like you can't survive unless others think well of you. And that might sound dramatic, but many of our subtle feelings say exactly that. When you see the damage this illusion causes, you realize how much trouble it brings you and how it doesn't have to be that way. Once you know you're stuck in this false belief, you can connect many of your everyday conflicts to it. People use different strategies to get approval. Maybe it's money, talent, success, intelligence, or good character. Some even use their own bad luck or suffering to win sympathy, which also feels like approval. The exact form doesn't matter. The root is the same. You believe you need others to see you as special. But since you can't please everyone, You might feel shame or confusion if someone disapproves. You might even do things that go against who you really are, all to stay in good standing with the world. Now, as I said, you might think the opposite approach, acting like you don't care at all, is the solution. That's usually just rebellion. Underneath that rebellion, you're still caught up in how others see you. You're just pushing back in anger rather than calmly letting go of the need for approval. The real fix is to see why you feel so chained to approval in the first place. So let's look at an example many people face: betrayal. You do your best, you're loyal, and yet someone lets you down. Worse, that person blames you. You feel twice as hurt, both by the betrayal and by the false accusations. You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Why would I attract this? Sometimes you can't see any fault in your actions. Here's what might really be happening. You secretly want to be the most important person, and you fear you have to do something dishonest or selfish to get there. But you don't act on it because your conscience says no. You never admit to yourself that you feel the temptation to be ruthless. Even though you act kindly, deep down, part of you still believes you need to do something shady to win people's approval. This unconscious conflict stirs up negative energy, and that negativity might lead to events where people betray or falsely blame you. You might say, why should I suffer those consequences if I never actually did anything wrong? In spiritual or emotional terms, your hidden intentions, even if you never carried them out, matter. If you don't admit they exist, that energy remains in the dark, and life responds to it anyway. The more you bring it into the light, the less power it has over you. So here's how you can free yourself. Step 1 is to face the truth. Recognize you do have a side that wants to be special at all costs. Admitting this isn't shameful, it's honest. Step 2 is to ask why. Why do I feel I must be better than others? Usually it's because you believe your emotional survival depends on others seeing you as worthy. Step 3 is to observe the chain reactions. Watch how this false belief makes you chase approval or rebel against it. Step 4 is to release guilt. Realize you're not bad. You were just operating under a mistake. You thought you needed constant praise to feel safe. And step 5 is to align with your real self. You don't have to please everyone. Stay true to your values. Ironically, this honest self-trust lessens your fear of disapproval. If you notice you've built your life around needing people's approval, don't despair. Many of us, including myself, live this way in big or small ways. By calmly watching how you react, you can see this need at work. Over time, you'll discover that you feel freer when you're not a slave to public opinion, and you don't need to rebel against it either. Remember, these messages can guide you generally, but a deeper process usually needs support from those also walking this path, doing this work. While self-reflection is always good, don't hesitate to reach out if you want more direct help. I always put the link to chat in the description below each of these podcast episodes. When you truly spot the pattern of I must be special to prove my worth, you'll see how it has caused many of your conflicts and pains. You'll understand why some things in life seem unfair, It's because you never brought the hidden battle out into the open. The moment you do, you begin to free yourself. You learn that your sense of worth does not depend on others agreeing or liking you. And that is one of the most freeing realizations you can ever have. I love you. Let's connect soon.